Hello, my name is Mike Johnson. I'm taking you on an inside and outside video tour of this 2021 Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid Limited Premium with the video entertainment system and the panorama sunroof. So I'm going to explain things about this vehicle. First of all, this is a plug-in hybrid. That means it runs on gasoline like a regular car, and it has a big old battery inside to run on electric power like a Tesla. Once that Tesla-like battery is depleted, it acts like a hybrid, just like a Toyota Prius. If that makes any sense to you, or if not, watch the video and I'll keep explaining. So for example, it has an electric motor like a Tesla. It has a gasoline engine like a regular car. Those two are in parallel with each other, just like these parallel parking lines. And just like the crosshatch here, they're connected. So it can run on electric only, it can run on gasoline, it can run as a hybrid. Because it has all that stuff on it, it qualifies for some government incentives, including HOV carpool stickers, federal tax credits, power company rebates, replace your ride program, which is a cash for clunkers program here in Southern California. If you happen to be approved in the replace your ride program, that means the government will give $9,500 of the money to buy the car up front, although that is a slow program. Federal tax credits and other things may be affected by the vehicle price, so you have to check if you can get those. We are registered with the IRS, so we are able to report the sale, but if the sale is over $25,000 right now, you may not qualify for the $4,000 tax credit. And this is a really nice car, and if you pay more than $4,000 now, I mean more than $25,000 for the car now, later on when you sell it, you can consign it back to us and we can sell it for you, and the buyer who buys it from you can get the $4,000 federal tax credit if they buy it for $25,000 or less. That's possible to do in the future. This is the top of the line Pacifica Hybrid Limited. That means it's got sensors everywhere. It's got forward radar, which is a traffic aware smart cruise control, kind of similar to Tesla's autopilot system. Not the same system, but it's something with some of those capabilities. Tires look good, wheels look good. These are polished aluminum rims. All tires look good on this. The parking sonar sensors on the front, LED headlights, LED fog lights, parking sonars, surround view camera. It's got a camera on the front, it's got a camera under the mirrors. Those make a composite image, as if a drone helicopter was hovering over you looking straight down and can see the terrain around you, making it easy to park and maneuver the vehicle. Again, plug-in hybrid version, you can identify because they have this charging door on the front. For you to take best benefit, I'm going to explain about charging and all that. If you can, you want to plug it in every day, because you're going to get the best possible fuel. You can literally exceed 100 miles per gallon depending how much driving you do. You could get well over 100 miles per gallon with a plug-in hybrid, and it's faster than the regular gasoline version. The gas goes in there, the electricity goes in there. If you live in an apartment and you can't plug it in, you can still buy it and not plug it in, and you still get the faster version of the Pacifica, the most high-end version. But to take the full advantage of it, you want to plug it in. So we're going to look inside. This has leather seats, the cooling seats. That means when you get in a hot day, if you're a female and you're wearing a thin skirt and the seats are hot, you turn on the cooling seats. The seats have literally got air conditioning built into the seats to cool down the seats. and heated seats, heated steering wheel, TomTom navigation, but it also has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. When you connect your smartphone, you have wireless CarPlay connectivity to the radio. 7-passenger seating, video entertainment screens in the back of the seat that fold away and are inconspicuous. This one has the panorama roof, which opens, and it has like 3 sunroofs, literally. The full panorama roof. So when you're driving in the national park and looking at the tall trees, or if you're driving in the city and looking at the tall buildings, you got the panorama sunroof. This is sunroof is optional, cooling seats is optional, hybrid system is optional. This has all the options. The original price, probably I'm going to include the window sticker, probably exceeded $50,000 or $60,000 for this one, but I'm going to try to include the window sticker in the video. Video Blu-ray player, so you can play DVDs, CDs, or Blu-ray. What we got, I got Rango in here to play on the rear entertainment system. So while we're looking at the stereo and navigation and screen and so forth, that's rear, that's front. Ventilated seats, that's the cooling seats. Ventilated passengers seat, or heat, you can cooling or heating of the seats. Heated steering wheel, I don't want that, it's summertime almost. Full automatic 3-zone climate control. Everything is synced up right now, so there's one temperature setting. The driver's sets everything in synchronized. Now, if we go back to home, we can go to CarPlay, which is here. We've got our navigation, Apple CarPlay. Hey Siri, cancel navigation.
Ending navigation.
That's Apple CarPlay. It's using my phone's navigation to navigate, so it's always up to date. Hey Siri, get directions to Disneyland.
Getting directions to Disneyland Park.
There you go. You want to go to Disneyland? You can go. We're ready to go.
Starting route to Disneyland Park. Proceed to Orco Parkway.
You
then turn left.
You can literally say, "Hey Siri," and tell it your address that you want to go to, and it will take you there. It's really cool. It works really well. You have to enable Hey Siri in your phone for that to work. I use it all the time. It's part of hands-free. It also has the TomTom navigation capability. That's a separate. This has the Uconnect system. So there's a lot of features. Now I've had the 2017 Pacifica Hybrid, the 2018, the 2019, and the 2020. This one is a 2021. It's been around for many years. I'm very familiar with this product. I even had 3 of the fully self-driving Pacifica hybrids. A company previously put all the LiDAR and everything, made them self-driving, and they took them to auction. I bought 3 of them, and then the California DMV says you can't resell full autonomous self-driving cars, so they bought them back from me. I sold them back to the company. In any case, we're here. CarPlay, comfort, apps, all kinds of apps that you can play with to do all your infotainment features, including the rear infotainment system for your kids. If you got little kids in the back, or adults that act like kids and they want to watch a movie when you're going on your long trips, that's fine. You've got lots of USB ports. You've got Type-C, and you got USB, and you got auxiliary, you've got storage. We have 3 keys here. There's more USB ports, there's 12-volt ports, there's coin storage, automatic headlights. In auto mode, the headlights are automatic. Right now the odometer reading is 79,177. This car is still under warranty because this is a plug-in hybrid. It's classified as a partial zero emissions vehicle. And the advanced technology partial zero, so ATPEZ warranty, is a state law in California and at least 10 other states. The warranty exceeds 100,000 miles. In a lot of cases it goes to 100 up to 10 years or 125,000 miles. So this is still under warranty. And what's interesting to understand how that warranty works while we're test driving.
Turn left onto Orco Parkway, then turn right onto Galena Street.
Hey Siri, end navigation.
Ending navigation.
I had a customer who bought a Toyota Prius from me, and the Toyota Prius was under the Advanced Technology Partial Zero Emissions Warranty, and they had a head gasket blow, causing the engine to cause the check engine light to come on. So I told the customer, go take it and fail the smog check for the check engine light. And then he did that. It ran, but it ran a little rough. Then he took it to a Toyota dealer. I said, then take it to a Toyota dealer and tell him your car failed the smog check. Now his Prius had 140,000 miles on it. And because the check engine light was caused by a bad head gasket, they went ahead and repaired it under warranty. He did not have to pay. The Advanced Technology Partial Zero Emissions Warranty Law that protects this car doesn't necessarily warranty the engines and transmissions and stuff like that, but if they have a check engine light and the emission control fails to perform as necessary to pass a smog check, there's a good bet that whatever's wrong may be covered under warranty, even if it is an engine related problem. So they have to be looked at case by case. Now, while we're talking about extended warranty, what if you're in Massachusetts or Texas or Colorado or some other state, Hawaii? There's an insurance company, one of the major insurance companies in the United States is Mercury Insurance, and they will, if you have your auto insurance through Mercury, they have something called a mechanical breakdown insurance policy. So when you buy your auto insurance, you can add mechanical breakdown coverage. And that means if you lose an engine or a transmission or something else goes wrong, you can take it to the Chrysler dealer and the insurance company will cover it under warranty. And you don't have to buy the warranty from the dealership. You buy it from your auto insurance carrier, and that's good coverage. You have to check availability, and those are sold through a third party, through Mercury Insurance or their agents. Now this Pacificas that I've had have had very few problems. They've had recalls, but all cars now have recalls. I have Hondas with recalls, I've had Toyotas with recalls, so there are no recalls open on this one at this time. And it's been to the Chrysler dealer. The Chrysler dealer did an inspection and an oil change on this one, so it's got a fresh oil change. Look, we've got electronic auto dimming rear view mirrors on the sides and the main mirror. We've got blind spot monitor, so if a car pulls into my blind spot while I'm driving right now, here's a graphic showing you a blind spot situation where a car's in your blind spot. There's little lights that will light up on your rear view mirrors so you can see that somebody's in your blind spot. A notification system, and it can also beep at you. Or if you're backing out of a parking space, the blind spot monitor system will warn you. And here's another graphic displaying that. Now as we're test driving, this car is a super smooth riding vehicle. It's extremely fast because it's gasoline engine plus actually 2 electric motors to propel you to high speed. I'm trying not to drive like a crazy maniac, but if you are in a rush, this is a very fast vehicle, so you must be able to restrain yourself. It has the smart adaptive cruise control which I previously mentioned. These little buttons here on the steering wheel, you got to look for those. If it doesn't have it, they might be blank. But when you turn on the cruise control, it will measure the distance of the vehicles ahead. It'll automatically speed up or slow down as needed to maintain a safe following distance from the vehicles in front of you. It works really well. So these Pacifica Hybrid have almost endless list of gadgets. You got your steering wheel controls for your menus. So what? It shows us the hybrid system, fuel economy. You can easily get ridiculous fuel economy if you plug it in. Hybrid system, charge power, all the... Right now it says the range on a tank of gas is 459 miles. All kinds of stuff. Speedometer, tire pressures, adaptive cruise control. So these little switches, if you turn this on, their little radars in front of you comes on, and with these buttons you can select if you want to follow closer or farther from the vehicles ahead. So if I push the little buttons, that's like tailgating people, and that's like following at a farther distance. Each little bar is like about a second, so 1 to 4 seconds, not exactly, but more or less following distance from the vehicle ahead. And then there's also lane keep, which you can turn on. Lane keep to help you stay in your lane is available. Answer and hang up the call. There are volume controls and channel controls on the other side of the steering wheel. So when I push these, I can turn up and down the volume using the steering wheel control. So there's steering wheels on both sides of the steering wheel. So we have that capability. Because of copyright regulations, we cannot sit here listening to music. There's up here sunglasses holder. Right here is a conversation mirror. So if you've got little ones in the back seat, you can use the wide view mirror to keep your eyes on them. Home link, programmable garage door opener. So you can open and close your garage using the programmable home link buttons here, which you can program to your home garage door opener. These are learning buttons, so you can follow the instructions in the manual, and all the Chrysler manuals are online. You can read the manual. You know, the owner's manual book, you can put that on your iPad and read it on your iPad while you're laying in bed. This is the limited, so this has programmable memory settings, his and hers, button 1 and button 2, or hers and his, depending on who wears the pants driving this minivan all the time. Gas door open. This one has the Harman Kardon premium audio system, so you have the amp, and so when you're watching your movies like Rango home theater system. Speaking of the home theater system, all the doors, the rear hatch, they're power. You can push buttons all over the place. You can open and close doors from the driver's seat. You can open and close doors from buttons everywhere. The rear door is power. There's toe kick capability where you can put your foot down and open it. If you have the key in your hand, and you have to follow the correct procedure for that to work. But you can use your hands-free keyless entry to engage. If I sit in the quad captain's chairs, these are 4 captain's chairs. So what, Rango? Okay, this is a touchscreen. We do have the remotes, but this is a touchscreen, so you don't even need the remotes to use the movie play. Okay, so our movie's playing. You can also have HDMI ports, so when you're going on that long vacation, you can plug in your PlayStation or your Xbox, or even plug in a DVD portable player so the kids can manage their own movies. But we got the movies, or the adults that act like kids can watch their movies while you're going for your cruise. These little hooks on the back seat. Remember when you used to get grocery bags at the grocery store? That's what these are for. You take the little strap of the plastic grocery bag and you hook it on the little hook, and it keeps your groceries from rolling around in the back. If I close the power doors, I have privacy curtains in here. You know, if you're on your way home pretty soon from the delivery room at the hospital with a newborn baby, newborn babies don't know enough to turn their head and not look at the sun. I mean, if the eclipse is happening, maybe the adults don't know enough either, but when you put these screens up, it keeps the sun extra matter of protection against people getting blinded by sunlight, especially little ones. We've got a coat rack here you can hang your clothes on. You've got rear control of the air conditioner. Right now everything is synced off the front control, but you can also control it from the rear. There's a second DVD remote or Blu-ray remote, so when you're playing your movies, they appear on the little screen here. I can open the doors at the press of a button. Grab handles to make it easy to get in and out. So these seats slide forward and backward. These are captain's chairs. You have the release levers to easy access to the back. And if you look across the way over there, there's USB ports, type C, and there's dual types. So both types of USB ports available to you. So whatever your gizmo, it'll plug in. 3 can sit in the back. There's child anchors in the back and in the middle seats. So if you need to put the baby car seat in there, you can. These seats recline. These are captain's chairs, so you can put them back, you can recline them. These don't have the leg rest. Those leg rests, I think, was a hokey pokey thing. I don't like the leg rest. The middle seats come out, so if you need to make a Home Depot trip and put some plywood in there, you should be able to fit a 4-foot by 8-foot sheet of plywood flat on the floor, which you cannot even do with a pickup truck. These are folding rear seats, so these have headrests that come up or fold down, and then they tumble around. I have my camera equipment, so I'm not going to fold it right now. I'll include that in the pictures. I'm holding the camera. Rear sunroof. There's basically 3 sunroofs in this car, and then you can close the shades so you don't get the sunlight coming in. You got side window shades on the back row as well. It's a nice setup. Power rear hatch, LED taillights, all the upholstery is looking pretty perfect in here. It's really clean. We didn't find Cheerios and things like that. You know, sometimes people buy minivans and the little kids just tear them up. We don't find evidence of that. And also, this was not a rental car, because the rental cars are more banged up than what you find here. They get scratches everywhere. We did put a brand new windshield in it, so this has a brand new windshield. There are 0 defects in the windshield. It's got LED eyebrow lights. These Pacificas are really nice, and it's still a V6 engine. You know, Toyota came out with their hybrid minivan, which are more expensive, and you can't plug them in. So this gets better gas mileage than the Toyota hybrid, and it's more powerful. I've had the chance to own the Toyota Sienna hybrid minivans, and where you're driving over hills and stuff like that, the engines get really noisy and buzzy because it's a 4-cylinder, and it makes a lot of noise when you're going over those mountain passes. This one, it hauls butt, and it's smooth, so smooth to drive. So, and also this is a 2021. This is the new body style. 2020 looked a lot different. On 2020, the taillights were different, the headlights were different. 2021 is the new body style. So your neighbors won't know if you bought a 2021 or 2022 or 2023. They won't be able to tell. They'll just know you got the new body style. They'll probably think you're rich and you could afford the $70,000 brand new one. But you know you didn't. Looks brand new. There's no defects to point out here. We're gonna go on a smooth flyby. Looking for dents and scratches. We don't have any dents and scratches to point out. There must be something. It is a used vehicle with miles on it, but there's nothing to point out because the previous ownership took really good care of it. They were very responsible with it. This has roof rack that they fold up on the side, so if you need to haul luggage on top, you take the roof rack and you fold it across and connect it. That's how those work. Looks like they have never used it, but it has that capability. They're folded out so when you go through the car wash, those bars are not in the way, so the car wash can do a better job cleaning the roof, and you don't get any wind noise or aerodynamic MPG losses. So now we're going to talk about charging your plug-in vehicle. On the left is a Tesla Model 3. On the right is a Chrysler Pacifica plug-in hybrid. This one is gas plus electric. This one is electric only. So the electric plug on a Tesla is a different shape than the electric plug on other vehicles. Now some manufacturers like Ford, for example, and we have a Ford level 1-2 charger right here. Notice there's a plug right here. You can plug in one of the adapters into it. The same thing applies for a Tesla plug. The Tesla has a plug and you can choose the type of power for your house. So a level 1 or 2 adapter supports either 50 amp, which the plugs look like this, these are big, or your regular plug like you might plug in a toaster in your kitchen or vacuum cleaner or something. This is the Ford 50 amp and the Ford 110. Now they have this safe adapters, so all you do is plug this into your charger depending on the type of outlet you have. So the 110 outlet, like you might plug a toaster in, these will charge between 3 to 5 miles of driving. I'm sorry, 3 to 5 miles of charging miles per hour to your battery. If you plug in the more powerful 50 amp or 40 amp 240 adapters, it'll add about 30 or sometimes more miles of driving per hour of charging. Alternately, if you go to a supercharger, here's a picture of a supercharger, you can use an adapter. Using the adapter that has either this type of connector or this type of connector, there's one for each direction. You can plug in a Tesla at any other type of charger, or you can plug in any other type of plug-in vehicle at a Tesla charger. They're interchangeable if you have the adapter, which let's say they cost about $100. So this is the Ford charger. This is a really nice charger because this is the Ford level 1 or level 2 charger that uses those adapters. It'll plug into and charge other vehicles like this Chrysler, and because it's level 2 capable, it'll charge it faster than a level 1. Remember, on level 2 it'll charge 30 more or less miles of driving per hour of charging. So if you leave it plugged in for 10 hours on level 2, 30 times 10 is 300 miles of driving, possibly, depending on the capacity of the battery. Likewise on the Tesla, if you plug in the Tesla charger, which is over here, looks like this. It looks very different, but it plugs in to the Tesla. Now they have adapters from Tesla to, this is called EVSE, and there's a different version with two little prongs underneath. That's DC fast charging, EVSE. But Tesla supports fast charging through the same port. Now normally fast charging is not available at your home. It's only available at a supercharger. If you go to other off-brand non-Tesla chargers, you may not get a fast charge. I see a lot of complaints about the non-Tesla superchargers. Now those two chargers I've shown you so far are level 1 or level 2. Here is a Toyota or Honda charger. This is a used one. It has a regular 110 outlet, so it'll charge 3 miles of driving per hour of charging. And sometimes they'll charge up to 5 miles of driving per hour of charging. It's EVSE type, using an adapter, a regular, like a Toyota or Honda charger, to a Tesla. They plug in and they will charge a Tesla. So if you have the adapter with you, you can charge your Tesla anywhere. Likewise, if you have a Toyota or a Honda or a Chrysler or one of these other types of Ford that uses the EVSE style charger, if you have the adapter, you can go to a Tesla supercharger and charge your car there. So that's a level 1. These other chargers with 2 adapters plugs will charge level 1 or level 2. If you don't have level 2 in your garage, that's okay. You can charge level 1. So this van is got a gasoline engine and a big hybrid battery. So if you charge it up, it'll go 20-30 miles of electric power before it switches to gas. So you have over here, you have the Tesla, which is battery only. Now beware, some earlier battery only cars like Nissan Leaf, for example, Fiat 500e, they would only go 60, 70, 80 miles on a charge. Even the Toyota RAV4 EV would only go like 90 miles on a charge. And I'm talking about the newer version, which is the 2013 model Toyota RAV4 EV. Wouldn't go that far. It was electric only. If I whip out a calculator here, and I'm going to explain some quick math, that'll go probably 35 miles on a charge times 365. That's 12,000 miles a year. A plug-in hybrid, it depends how often you plug it in on how far you can go. But with a plug-in hybrid, you don't have to plug it in. You can drive on gas only, so you can take your long cross-country trips. As opposed to an electric vehicle, you have to plug it in. Now I'm going to explain how for best practices. Now for best practices, if you have a plug-in vehicle, you're going to get the best result if you charge it every night, or whenever you're not driving, when it's sitting in your driveway or at home or in your garage, whatever, have it plugged in when you're not driving it. In the case of this Tesla, you have an adjustable slider here. You can set your maximum rate of charge, and by default, Tesla shows you on the graphic here, they recommend charge it up to 80% for daily use. And then if you're plugging it in every night, the cycles on the battery aren't going to be that much. So at the current location, it can charge at 32 amps, but this is adjustable. You can charge it more, maybe less. Depends on the power capability where you know you're plugged into and it remembers. If you live in an apartment, you're going to have a different experience than if you live in a house or someplace safely where you can safely plug it in every night. You're going to have the best experience if you plug it in every night, even to a 110 outlet. Even if you don't have the 240, that's okay, because if this car is charging at 5 miles of driving times, say, 12 hours a day, half the day, it's building up 60 miles of driving. Now, if you drive more miles on one day or less miles on another day, it depends on your commute. If you have a longer than 60-mile daily commute, probably by the weekends it'll catch up on your daily charging, even if you only charge it on a 110. But if you have the level 2 connector in your garage or your driveway, it'll charge in 5 hours from empty to flat, typically on most of these full electric Teslas. But regardless if you're charging a Tesla or a plug-in hybrid, you want to charge it every night for best results. Let's say you live in an apartment and you're thinking about getting a Tesla and you have nowhere to plug it in. How would you handle it? For best result in that case, you should probably get the extended range version. There's standard range, medium range, and extended range versions that drive a little bit farther, hold a little bit more charge in the battery. And then with that, you can run it all the way down to 10%. And by that time, Tesla says if you run it below 20% and you go to a supercharger and fast charge it, it'll charge to 80% in 20 minutes, roughly. Not all chargers are created equal. Tesla even gives a tips screen. Look right here, supercharging tips. When we tap on that, find the fastest supercharger, navigate to the supercharger, arrive with 20% of the battery or less to maximize the charging rate, leave space between the cars, move your car after charging, and it's possible that water vapor could occur in cold weather because of the radiant heat. Those are the supercharging tips. Now compare that to this plug-in hybrid. This plug-in hybrid has a gasoline engine and a battery. So this one doesn't give you the same type of range anxiety that you might have with an electric car. Generally, Teslas don't give you the same kind of range anxiety that you would have had with an older electric car like a Nissan Leaf or Fiat 500e. These are longer range, full capable cars that you may not even have to take to a outside charger away from your house, not very often, unless you have an incredibly ridiculously long commute. And if you do, what are you driving all over the place for with so many people working from home? At A Buyer's Choice, we offer you clean deals without junk fees. We are a by appointment warehouse type dealer where most of our cars are kept indoors. You can make a same or next day appointment by calling by phone. Be careful about just sending an email or text, because for other dealers, you will just reduce yourself from a person to only a lead for a salesperson to pursue until you sign your future income away. Also, most dealers have hidden fees and costs that are added to the advertised sale price that you might not find out about until you are ready to sign. I prefer that you call us between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. so you can be treated like a person and we can answer your questions for you quickly and politely. So you don't get ripped off by another dealer, you should follow a few steps from this checklist, and you can pause the video or take a screenshot of your computer screen. Here's a safety checklist so you don't get ripped off. I will, if you ask, give you a good faith estimate of your total cost out the door for any vehicle you are pursuing from our dealership, because we offer clean deals. When you go to a dealership, they have to make you sign a contract for the purchase of a vehicle. Now, before you go to a dealership, you should ask for a purchase order quoting all fees and costs. What you have to watch out for, and this is just a simple, this is a payment calculator, but this shows cash price vehicle and accessories. You have to watch out for that. These contracts, this is a simple purchase order that we at A Buyer's Choice can send you before you even come to the dealership, so you know how much your total of payment is going to be before you even arrive. Or you can even ask for a simple contract which would identify any interest rates or anything like that. A lot of dealerships use different types of contracts. This is a simple interest contract, simple interest finance charge contract. This is a 2006 version. Notice this is a 2022 version. Look how much longer it is. They keep adding text and lines. These contracts get longer and longer. It's about 24 inches long. If you're given a long contract, that's fine. But where you really have to pay attention to is total cash price. Includes line 1, cash price vehicle, cash price accessories. A lot of dealers are adding $8,000 in accessories, from undercoating to Scotch Guard, all types of security devices that aren't even the factory alarm system, that may not be of any value to you, but they add $8,000 or more in accessories added to the cash price. So when you look at the advertised price, which is the price of the vehicle, you think you're getting a good deal, but when you're sitting at the desk, you're paying all this extra stuff. And look how many lines there are of stuff to add on, and 2 columns to add on. And then you have places all over the place to sign. Now these long form contracts are also printed on both sides. So if you're going to take your time to read this, I can tell you, if you go to a dealership and they fill out this contract for you, they're not going to let you take it home and read it. They're going to be like, this is the deal here and now. At a buyer's choice, we're a little different. We'll give your purchase order, quoting you out the door before you even come and visit the dealership, saving you a lot of time. These other dealerships, you're going to sit in there for 8 hours haggling. Right here it says total cash price A through O might appear all the way down here. And then there's license fees, registration fees, tire fees. Those things can be added on. Total official fees, emissions. It keeps adding up. So a lot of people end up at the dealership. They look at a $20,000 car, and before they're ready to leave, it's actually $60,000 total of payments. And they're tired. They sign because they don't want to go home empty-handed after they've already invested an entire weekend. And then they feel bad the next day. What the hell did I just happen to me? And they won't buy another car for 10 years because it's going to take them 10 years to get over it. Now, if we send you a purchase order like this one, this is all your credit union is going to need. If you've applied and approved at a credit union for an auto loan, they can originate the loan with just this document, which we can email to you, or you can come in person and pick it up. The credit union will issue a loan to pay for the vehicle you're buying from us. This is a clean deal. It doesn't have a lot of junk fees added on. This is only one example. Yours would be specific, and it would include the VIN number of the vehicle you're buying and the odometer readings and stuff like that. But basically, you want to ask for a purchase order before you visit a dealership so you don't get railroaded and end up paying 3 times what you thought you were going to pay. You're going to be able to get the best car at the lowest payment, and you're probably going to know what your payments are going to be before you even start looking at cars. There's credit unions, banks, and finance companies, and if you go fill out a credit application at a dealership, you might be put with a finance company, which is almost like a loan shark. Not exactly, but the interest rates are much higher, so you'll be stuck paying your payments for a lot longer for a lot less car. So we want you to do some steps first before you head to the auto mall. Also, when you show your face at the car dealership and you're signing loan agreements with the dealers and you're signing sales contracts or purchase contracts, you have to be careful. There are different kinds of contracts. The one you want to be signing is a simple interest or generic basic sale contract. What you have to watch out for are pre-computed interest rates. There are auto loans that are interest first auto loans. So if you sign your loan and think you're going to refinance, but you signed a pre-computed interest first loan, that means you may not be able to reduce the amount of interest you're paying. So you definitely want to make sure you sign a simple interest rate contract at the dealership when you buy your car. Now, if you buy it from us, you don't have to worry. So go to my website, mybestcar.com, and on YouTube it's spelled the same. The website is mybestcar.com, and on the website you can view all inventory. You can view our YouTube channel, 20 years of feedback reports, lender direct financing, vehicles on TrueCar, even eBay auctions. It will go here to cars.com listings. This is maybe where you want to go, and you can select the vehicle you might be interested in. Check the price. What is the price on the website? Click on it. See how the price compares to other vehicles, and we're going to talk more about that in a minute. Look at the Carfax report, and then as you browse around on the internet here on the website, you can see vehicles also on TrueCar, and there's a comparative analysis of prices, of how our prices compare with average. Keep in mind, a lot of the vehicles we sell are above average condition, have more than average options, maybe top of the line, fully loaded, have navigation systems, DVD entertainment systems, and assorted features that are above average, and that can make them a little bit more expensive because they have more bang for the buck. We also sell RVs, and if you want to see what we've been up to, you can just select view all vehicles and sort by body type, SUVs, in this case RVs and campers. And we're going through, we have 5 pages of RVs on here, and notice next to the price, if we don't have it in stock, it says sold, but the pictures are still viewable on the website too. For financing, we have lender direct referrals. We specifically recommend credit unions, like here's some of the better ones. Westcom is good, SunTrust is good. SunTrust is a neat one where they don't even necessarily need title to the vehicle. They'll just put the money in your checking account, and then you can pay for the vehicle that way. But there's other ways you can browse around. Look at the feedback here. So who are we? You can go back and look at 20 years of since we've been a member since 2001, so that's more than 20 years of reviews, 100% positive feedback. Likewise on YouTube, you can go on our YouTube channel, look at our different videos, and if you select to view videos, and then you can select the latest, popular, or oldest. Here's oldest, and that's videos from 14 years ago, still up on YouTube. So unlike maybe other dealers that change management every 5 years, we've been around for a long time, 25 years. So with 25 years in business, we know how to ship vehicles. Sometimes we ship them to us, sometimes we ship them to you. If you're sitting in the middle of some state, even Hawaii or some other country, we offer local delivery, international delivery. That's a flat rack with an RV on it. A flat rack is how you load a container ship with a motorhome. Of course, you can put it on the roll-on roll-off ships. We've done enclosed shipping of vehicles. If you need an estimate for shipping your vehicle, just call us between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. and we'll give you a good faith estimate about how much it's going to cost to ship the vehicle from us to you. Now, if you're in the middle of nowhere and you need to finance your vehicle, if you're not in California, just go on Google Maps, search for credit unions, find your area, and search nearby for credit unions. I'm doing it here for my area in Ontario, California area. And what do you know? Lots of credit unions are nearby. As you see on the screen here, we found Arrowhead Credit Union is one of the ones that popped up. I like Arrowhead Credit Union. I used to be a member. They have very good interest rates. So if I open up their website and go directly to Arrowhead Credit Union, of course you can go through your own credit union and check rates, see what they are. Here we go, 4.4% interest rate on an auto loan. you can get on their website and search for rates, see what loans rates are for autos, RVs, whatever you're buying, and sometimes they even estimate what your payments will be. Here, look, 4.49 to 23. This credit union offers tiered interest rates. So if your credit is healthy, you'll get a good interest rate, a really good one. But if your health of your credit is less desirable, they might still be able to finance you because they offer a higher rate if your credit is higher risk, but still that's going to be cheaper than going with a finance company. Here's another credit union, Altura Credit Union. They also have excellent rates, and they've treated our customers really well when they work with Arrowhead, but they're not the only credit unions. I showed you earlier how to go on my website and search for recommended lenders, but this is how to find it in your area. So if you're sitting in the middle of Texas or anywhere else in the country, search for credit unions the same way. Find one that you like near you and check what their rates are. Get pre-approved, and we'll give you a purchase order so you can pay for the vehicle through your credit union financing. Now let's talk about the government programs. This one, you want to go, if you're in California, go to driveclean.ca.gov, like I'm showing you who are on the internet. You go on the California State official website. Then you're going to search for incentives on the navigation bar on the top. And then you have a chance to enter your zip code. That's mine. Enter yours. Select used vehicle type, and then plug-in hybrid. Let's do plug-in hybrid. Plug-in hybrid and electric will get the same incentives. And then also check the box income-based incentives so you can see all the money. Look at the top right, $25,500 in potential incentives available. That's federal tax credit. $25,500. See right there? You've got power company rebates. You've got the Replace Your Ride program offered by South Coast Air Quality District. You've got all kinds of money. And we work with these programs so when you look at the price of the car, you can get money back as rebates, especially if it's a plug-in electrified vehicle. This is how you check. If there's no plug-in electrification, you might not get any, but you can still check on the driveclean.ca.gov website. This is where you go. So now we're going to go on the DMV website and calculate how much your registration fees are going to cost, and taxes. You can get a good idea. Go to DMV, go and calculate fees, and the easiest way when you're looking for vehicles is fees for a new vehicle. Even if it's used, use fees for a new vehicle to get you close. Then you can select the model year, the fuel type. Is it gas? Is it electric? Is it a plug-in hybrid? What is the purchase price you're paying? Let's say $20,000 or whatever it is. Enter a date in the future, not too far away. And then select the year. You have to type it in. This is a California government website, the DMV website. Select your county. Select your zip code. I'm putting mine, but you should be putting your zip code, because when the fees are calculated, they're based on the address you provide. We're going to talk about that a little bit more as we get along here. That's my zip code. Now, once the model year, so let's say it's a 2020, and we calculate the fees. So, sales tax on a $20,000 vehicle for my zip code is right there, and the registration fee calculation is right there. But if you enter your price of any car that you're considering buying and your information, the DMV's site will kind of calculate it. Now, sales tax, the DMV site messes up sometimes. So I recommend go to the CDTFA website, click on tax and fee rates, and sales and use tax rates, because every time you have an election, the voters that live in your neighborhood choose yes or no on taxes. So the taxes all over the state of California and everywhere else are very different. So you can find out what your tax rate is, because it's based on the address you're going to provide where the vehicle will be kept. So let's say if you're in Kern County, they have as low as 7.25%. That's the lowest tax rate in the state of California. But what if you're in, say, El Monte, and El Monte has 10%, but some of LA County has 10.5% tax rate. So you have to see what your tax rate is based on your city or your county to calculate your out-the-door fees. And as a dealer, if we're going to calculate it, we need to know your address to run the numbers like I'm showing you here to find out what you're going to have to pay. It's up to between you and the state of California and your elections that you participate or don't participate in, how you decide what your tax rate is going to be. I'm entering in my address, and then this is finding a sales tax rate by address portion of their CDTFA website, and it actually shows a little map of the city and shows this whole city is 7.75%, and it can do that for anywhere in the state of California on the state of California CDTFA website. Now, modern vehicles are built by robots. Robot welders weld the bodies together and stamp out the parts, as you see here in the video. Most of the vehicles that you would possibly buy are built in a similar way, using robots to do all the welding and precision mechanical construction of the body. Now, this is a unibody you're looking at. A unibody stands for unitized body. It's the body structure. Once it comes out of the factory, anytime you do any damage to this portion of the car, then that's considered structural damage. Any bit of this, if you hit a post, you drill a hole, anything that's damaging this part of the body is considered structural damage, as opposed to a body on frame construction could be a frame damage because it looks like a ladder frame. If it's damaged, that's frame damage. So we try to get cars that have not been any kind of serious or major accident of any sort. A little bit of scratch, a little bit of dent is almost inevitable. That's fine, but we don't sell major accident cars. We don't sell salvage title cars. We don't want to mess with that. The ladder construction or the unibody construction cars, we try to sell grade A condition vehicles in excellent shape. It's possible there could be a little bit of body work, so ask us on a case-by-case basis with each vehicle. We can check and see if we're aware of any body work. Also, the Carfax sometimes gives a clue, but the Carfax can throw you off, making you think it's worse than it actually is. So talk to us and get clarification if you have any concerns about any accident. Now, if your vehicle is delivered by a transport or the dealership across state lines out of California to a place other than California, and first use by you occurs outside the state of California, then the transaction may be exempt from California tax. Special conditions apply, and that has to be documented.